Alright, 2023 New Hampshire Revised Statute Title 10, Public Health, Chapter 146A, with the oil discharge spillage on the surface of water or groundwater, Declaration on Purpose A1A. Declaration of the purpose of the chapter of the code of the problem of pollution from the soil with the discharge of the oil with the reckoning with the damage result with the vegetation, marine animal, bird life from the source of such pollution with the intent of the chapter that provides proceed with the expedite with the clean oil spillage with the mitigate with the adverse effects of the oil discharge incurred with the preventive measures provide financial assistance victims of the discharge incurred private organization to assist the efforts. A2 definitions of the purpose of the chapter of the following words with the following meanings and the context of the requires barrel means 42 United States gallons at 60 degrees Fahrenheit discharge of the spillage mean with the relief of additional oil laying with the groundwater surface water federal on-scene coordinated means with the federal official problems be designated with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency with the U.S. Coast Guard to coordinate with the direct federal response with the subpart D with the official designated with the lead of the agency coordinated with the director removal with the subpart E with the national contingency plan 1BB foreclosure meaning with the foreclosure of the whole of the mortgage lien with the case of the tax lien with the conveyance with the property with the tax deed with the municipality with the county with the state pursuant with the procedure for the RSA 8020 RSA 8042 or ARSA 8058 RSA 8086 groundwater means the surface water that occurs beneath the water table and soil with geological formations 1D with the national contingency plan with the prepared with the published with the under section 311D of the Federal Water Pollution Act with the as amended with the Oil Pollution Act of 1990, with the Public Law 101-380, with the 104 Statute 484, 1990, fiduciary means for the person who is acting with the following representative capacity, with only with the extent of the scope of the person acting with the representative capacity, with the executive, with the administrative, with the estate, with the, including the voluntary executive, voluntary administrative, with the guardian, with the conservative, with the trustee, with the under which will understand under which for the trustee with it takes the title with the otherwise control of the management of property for the purpose of the protecting with the conservating with the trust for the property ordinary rules applied by the courts of the state of the New Hampshire with the court appointed with the receiver of the trust appointed with the proceeding with the federal bankruptcy law with the assignment with the trustee with the acting with the assignment with the benefit of the creditors with the trustee owned with the revocable donative as to estate planning with the inter vivo trust with the trust pursuing with the intention with the agreement with the similar financing of the agreement of debt secure with the certificate inter with the participating in such of the debit securities and successor thereto, two legal type of the control of the man of the directly and indirectly facility vessel with the fiduciary purpose of the administrative of the estate with the trust of the facility vessel as a part with the three who otherwise engage in the petroleum production, refining and marketing with the B with any of the person acting and any with the acting with the trust of the business trust of the real estate trust, nominee trust, or any of the similar trusts not considered the fiduciary under this chapter. Holder means the person who holds the indicia of the ownership of the primary protective mortgage interest for the security interest in the real or personal property of the facility of the vessel with the otherwise not engaged in the petroleum marketing and refining of the production. Indica ownership of the means of the evidence mortgage lien, the security interest, the other interest of the real personal property securing the payment of the performance loan, other obligation, mortgage interest, mortgage lien means a mortgage lien of the tax lien, other lien with the encumbrance of the sharing of the part payment of the money with the performance of the obligation. New Hampshire Oil Pollution Control Fund means with the fund established for the pursuant of 146A11A1. Oil means petroleum product with and byproducts of any kind with any form included but not limited to the petroleum fuel, sludge, crude oil, refuse, mixed oil mixed with the waste of the other liquid hydrocarbons, regardless of the gravity, which are either the motor oil, lubricating oil, any oils heating in the process of the term oil shall not include with the natural gas, liquid petroleum gas, synthetic natural gas, regarded with the derivation or surface of the oil pipeline facility means an interstate with the pipeline structure with the section of the interstate pipeline structure, any of the kind with that related to prudency located with the boundary with the state with the use and capable of being used for the pumping, handling, transferring, transporting, processing, refining, storage, oil terminal facility means with the facility with include with the related appurtenances located with the boundaries of the state with the use incapable of being used with the pumping, handling, transferring, process, the refining, storage, oil operator shall mean with the person owning and operating with the oil terminal facility with the vessel with the police for the contract with any other form of agreement. Person shall with an individual partnership with the joint venture, corporation, association, any group of the foregoing in the United States with the agency thereof, the other legal entity, removal of the cost of the meaning of the cost contaminant with the removal of clean restoration, remedial corrective action measure for the incurred for the spills of the discharge for the oil for the curd in case of which for the threat with the spills of discharge costs for the prevent with the minimize with mitigate oil population pollution such as the incident surface water means for the perennial and seasonal stream for the lake of the ponds for the tidal water for the jurisdiction with the include with the stream, the lake for the ponds for the boundary of the state marshes for the water course for the other bodies for the water of the natural artificial. 6C, protect mortgage interest with security interest made by the holder of the indica of the ownership to help with the preliminary purpose of securing the payment of the performance of the loan with the other obligation of the tax lien with the meaning of the tax lien arising under RSA 8019 with the right to occur with the guarantee of the tax sale pursuant to the RSA 820 and RSA 842A with the tax liens required with the transfer pursuant to the RSA 8058 and 8056. 86, unexplained spill with the means of the spill of the discharge of the containment attributed to a particular source vessel with the unclude with the every description water paragraph controversy is used and capable of being used means of the transfer of the water to land, whether self-propelled, but otherwise shall include barges, tugs, and tanker trucks. Facility of the means location included structural lands, oil of the wood is the subject of the treatment and storage processing, refining, pumping, transfer, collection. 10. Repealed 11 wholesale terminal facility means for the facility of any kind related to the primary wholesale of the distributor oil product with the capable of leading with the pumping and handling, transferring process of the refining, storing oil with the commissioner of the meaning of the commissioner for the Department of Environmental Service, the Department of meaning of the Department of Environmental Services. 14 qualified facility means facility A that has no discharge of exceeding 1,000 gallons of the or number 2 discharge of exceeding 42 gallons other than the discharge of the result of the natural disaster act of the war of terrorism that aggregated above ground oil storage capacity 5,000 gallons or less, with no more than 660 gallons in storage of gasoline for the preparation, spill prevention, control, countermeasure. This does not necessitate with the practice of the engineer defining with the RSA 310A23. Offshore or natural gas exploration prohibited. Offshore oil and natural gas exploration prohibited within the section of the development of the pipeline of the infrastructure for the transport of the natural gas for the production for the located with the federal water with the other coastal state with the water with the Atlantic Ocean with the New Hampshire with the coastal state waters with the land-based support facility offshore with the natural gas production facility located with the Atlantic Ocean and with offshore with the natural gas exploration of the development and production prohibited with the coastal state water. 3. No tidal submerged lands with the coastal water with the trouble to leave for the purpose of oil and natural gas exploration and development. And 4. With the Department of Environmental Services shall issue with the permit any other approval of the development associated with the offshore drilling of the oil and natural gas with the approve of the coastal state waters with the outside of the coastal state waters. P. Permit approve the otherwise authorize any oil with natural gas exploration, development, production, coastal state waters. C. With the development adopt and endorse any plan for the exploration, development, production, oil and natural gas, coastal state waters. A3 discharge of oil. Discharge of the spillage of the oil with the surface of the groundwater state with the end of the land air with the oil ultimately super the surface of the oil with the groundwater prohibited nothing in the shell with the head of the shell with the application of ski of the large with the control compounds with the under the permit to issue with the pesticide control board pursuant with the RSA 430. Strict liability, containment, cleanup, removal costs. Any person, liability for the containment, for the cleanup, or the removal of the costs. Only the person with or without regard for all of the direct and indirect cause of the stuff, the discharge of oil into and non-daily surface of the groundwater of the shape of the land area, with the oil ultimately sleep in the surface of the water with the groundwater state with the violation of the chapter of the rules adopted to the chapter the strictly liable to cost the directly in resulting of the violation relating with the contaminant of the discharge or oil cleanup restoration site with the surrounding environment, the corrective measure of the defined in RSA 146A, 11, A, 3A, and B, with the removal of the oil, A1, with the operator with the personal legal ownership of the real property with the underground storage facility with the other petroleum storage which are not compliant with the requirements of RSA 146A and with the RSA 146C, but they located shall be strictly liable for the cost of the removal of the department shall have the lien upon with the real property for all of the costs incurred with the department in removing the underground storage facility, the other petroleum storage facility pursuant to the RSA 146A, 11, and A3, and for the real property interest included with the calculated pursuant to the RSA 336A 336.1 and 2, with which for the cost of the non-paid prescribed with the department shall lien with the right with the time cost of incurred by the department shall continue with the liability shall with the cost of incurred and interest of the stuff unsatisfied but becomes unenforceable. Lien shall be valid with effect with against the real property with the department of recordation over the notice of the lien in the registry of the deed of the county with the real property located with the notice of the lien shall identify the legal owner with the record of the name and address, the location, real estate with the facility with the removal of the department with the amount of the lien. The department shall send with the notice of the lien of the person identified with the notice of the address. Ship forth notice of the certified mail with the return receipt with the request of the postage paid. Pre-postage, prepaid with the shell of the notice of the filing with the department's notice of the lien with the fees of the discharge of the notice of the shell to be borne with the person identified with the notice of the lien provided with the section foreclosed with the corner provision of the law relating with the foreclosure mortgage of the real estate upon violation of subparagraph A 1A, B with the section upon the transfer of the title of the real estate with the installation, replacement, underground storage facility with the other petroleum storage regulated with the RSA 146A or RSA 146C with the shall contain with the designate with the contain with the gasoline with the diesel product, real product, subject to lien with the under the section with the prohibited such lien with the discharge to nothing in the chapter 3 with the prevent the party strictly liable for the instituting legal action against any of the party responsible for the causing spillage for the cost of the incurred for the strictly liability part of the complying with the statute with the 3 of the repeal 4 should the person not be implied with the cause of the action third party damage against any of the person under section extent with the person's liability under section based solely with the person's ownership of the facility. Alright, 146A3B, repealed 1986, 182.4 of the 2 with effective May 1986. Liability 146A3C, limited liability holders, limited liability over the holder with the downstream with the ownership of the vessel with the acting with the taking the title with the foreclosure of the other similar meaning with the not assuming of the responsible for the operation of the vessel shall not be liable under RSA 146A3A. 2A with A holder shall assume the ownership of the vessel with the master of the mere area act with the taking the title of the foreclosure of the similar meaning with the assume the responsible for the operation of the vessel with the shall be liable with the RSA 146A3 with the unless the holder fulfills following conditions in which case the liability should be limited in accordance with paragraph D with the holder reports of the department and with the suspect of the discharge spillage with the oil for the facility of the vessel with the holder will then take with the emergency response measures to stop ongoing discharge prevent further discharge with the oil to address the imminent hazard with the health hazard with the created with the discharge spill with the whole 3 holes secured with the vessel with the necessary with the prevent exposure for the oil and fencing other limiting acts if the 4 of the holder conducts all conditions on the request of the paragraph that all the response actions and corrective measures to include with the voluntary assumed in accordance with the Department of Environmental Services rules with the holder provided with the department employee with the authorized representative with the set of the facility with the vessel with the inspection testing responsible for the remedial activity other purpose with the authorized with the chapter B with the holder with the comply with the conditions subparagraph they should not live with the file liable under RSA 146A3 with the unless such for the holder employed with the discharge for the spillage oil with which in case the holder with the liable to lesser with the actual damage caused with the holder and the employees due with the value of secured property determined as the acceptable both state and the holds of the otherwise specified rules with the Department of Environmental Services, or 3, the amount of the outstanding indebtedness secured with the vessel facility or vessel 3. Nothing in this section shall preclude with the limited of the claims under the RSA 146A3 with the A with against for the non-employee with the agent for the independent contractor the retained and holder 4. Nothing in this section shall preclude with the limit of the claim of the recovery costs with the RSA 146A3 with against for the holder with the negligent acts for the omission of the intentional the misconduct with the of the discharge of the spills for the oil of the holder discharge of the paragraph 1 holder will fulfill the condition with subparagraph 2A shall not be attributed with the negligence of the international misconduct with the non-employee with the agent of the independent contractors along with the serve of the holder with the conducted itself without fault with regard to the relationship of the non-employees, agents, and independent contractors. A3 146A3D limited liability fiduciaries. The fiduciary should not be liable in individual capacity with the RSA 146A3A with nothing in this section is precluded with the claims of the RSA 146A3A with against the fiduciary representing the capacity of the estate with the trust as administered by the fiduciary with the non-employee with the agent that the independent contractor retained with the fiduciary 3. Nothing in this section shall proclaim with the cover the cost of RSA 146A3 with against the fiduciary and individual capacity with the negligent admission with the intentional misconduct with the cause of the discharge bill of the oils fiduciary shall not be attributed to negligence and intentional misconduct with the non-employee agent with an independent contractor such that the fiduciary has conducted itself without fault with regard to the relationship with the non-employee agent with the independent contractors. Duty report. Nothing in the RSA 146A3A, 146A3D shall be contributed with the whole of the fiduciary with the legal duty with the report of the notification discharge, oils discharge otherwise established by the New Hampshire law. Spill response plan with the oil pipeline with the facility ownership will submit the spill response within the department with the provide spill protection equivalent or the greater of the facility response with the plane with the Title 49 CFR 194-101. Persons should be contributed over the pipeline still with the provided with the contaminant with the cleanup strip with the maybe submit with the oil on the spill with the response with the behalf of the owner with the aim of the pipeline facility with the person contractually obligated with the provider service to the response shall with the minimum include the following: the number of the train prepared with the fitness with the dedicated with the personnel with the sign with the directive the implement the plan with the B the arrangement of the position spill contaminate with the cleanup with the equipment the train personnel with the strategic location which of the deploy with the spill site with the properly with the promote properly remove the spoil of the oil of the met with the type of the equipment avoided with the response with the spill with the equipment is located with the extent with the which of the other contingency plan relying on the same the equipment for the reeve of the spill response plan over the oil pipeline facility shall be determined by the department within 6 months after the department has adopted the rules on the section 4 of the department approved the spill response plan with the oil pipeline with the facility only and it is determined that the plan may meet the requirements set forth within the section rule is out for the department. Further, upon approval of the spill response plan with the oil pipeline facility with the department shall provide with the person submitting with the plan so indicating that the plan has been approved with the oil pipeline supposedly covered by the plan. Any of the other information the department is determined shall include 6. An operative with the oil pipeline facility to notify the department of writing immediately and significant change of the wearing and effect of the spill response plan, including a change of any factor of the set forth within the section and within rules adopted by the department. The department may require the owner of the operative to update the spill response plan with the result has change of the 6. 7. The department shall require the spill response plan to review the update with the necessary with the resubmit with the department at least once every 5 years. And 8. With approval of spill response, the department shall not consider the express assurance that regarding the adequacy of the plan nor consider the defense liability imposed under this chapter or any other state law. Notification removal A4 146A4 notification removal. Notification of the removal. Whenever the oil discharge spill with the curve of the pollute with the wood pollute, the surface of the water with the groundwater with the sea of the Department of Environmental Services shall be done immediately. Assure the primary with the jurisdiction cleanup operation term of the period to perform before the Department of Environmental Services has added an opportunity to assume the jurisdiction of the person strictly liable for the oil discharge and to take immediate measures for the minimize the extent of the pollution damage same with the discharge of the otherwise called for the unexplained with the oil discharge shall be removed under the direction of the Department of Environmental Services. 2. Any person strictly liable for the oil discharge shall immediately undertake with the contain with the removal of the discharge for the Department of Satisfaction with nothing in this paragraph with the Department of Environmental Services to undertake with the containment of removal of the discharge of the may retain agent of the contract such for purposes shall operate with the under the direction of the Department of Environmental Services. Duty to report. Whoever is responsible for the operation of oil facility carry of the vessel with the discharge of the oil violation with the chapter of the immediately notify the Department of Environmental Services the door of the designee with the person who fails to give the notice of the guilty of the misdemeanor with the natural person guilty of the felony of any other person each day with a continuing violation continue with the separate offense with any person becomes aware of the oil discharge violation chapter immediately notified by the Department of Environmental Services. A6 state a local official with all law enforcement and fire official with the department authorized agent that may assist the oil spill cleanup operation and may receive the report with the guidance with engagement in such assistance. Private participation. Nothing would stand with any of the provision of the law with the contract with the oil spill cleanup with the organization over the person active with the remove with the cleanup with the restore with the take with the other remedial corrective action measure with regard with the spill with the discharge with the oil with the threatened spill to the discharge of oil the trouble liable with the removal of the cough of the pines penalty fine with the damage if it include with the not limited to natural resource with the damage if it is with the damage of the government with the private property with the unless with the determined with the act with the omission with the mounted with the gross negligence with the willful misconduct provided that a the oil spill cleanup organization over the person with the running care with the system the by the consent with the national contingency plan with the otherwise directed with the federal on-site coordinated with the oil spill cleanup organization over the person acting with the request of the department of designate with the person with the department of response to achieve the immunity with the provide with the section shall not apply with any of the person without regard for all of the direct indirectly caused with the surface with the surface spillage with the discharge of oil with the threatened spills discharge for the oil with the required initial cleanup containment removal cleanup or restoration of the remedial corrective action measure for the provided for the any such person strictly liable to remove the cost and these fines and with the damage of the any other with the person relieve the response down in paragraph 1. Alright, 146A8 repealed. Recovery by a state. The Attorney General shall institute with such a legal equitable action with the deemed necessary with the recovery of the other obtained with the judgment with the contained with the cabinet cleanup with the removal of the corrective measure with the civil penalties for the action made brought with the conjunction of the action and injunction with the relief of the separate action superior court in connection with the action with the brought under the section of the Attorney General may obtain with pre-judgment attachment. 146A10 of the tort liability third person. Any person that negligently intentionally discharged spill with the oil into the end of the water of the lake of the pond river stream of the tile of the water of the groundwaters of the shape of the damage of the property of another shall be liable to the with the person with the property to settle the damage amount with the 1 1/2 time of the damage sustained by that person. Personnel 146A11 the personnel Department of Environmental Services shall have the maintain all of the ports of the date of their belief of the shall determined employed with the according with the judgment with the debate immediately necessary with the carry out with the RSA 146A inspection enforcement employed with the Department of Environmental Services in their line of duty pursuing the RSA 146A shall have the power of the constant spill RSA 1049. 146A11 Oil Pollution Control Fund. They hereby establish the New Hampshire Oil Pollution Control Fund with a non-lapsing revolving fund to start at the minimum to pay for the expense of the person special for the RSA 146A11 with the except of the legislatively otherwise determined with the cost to implement with the provision of RSA 146A with it include with the not limited to the sale of the expense of the additional person will extend with the sale of the expenses of the incurred for the implement the provision of the chapter the other costs of the containment, the removal of the corrective measure for the deeming, the necessary for the development of environmental services as a result of the actual potential of the oil discharge onto the trip of the water, the groundwater, with the shape of the money, for the funds, with the trip to mitigate the adverse effects. Oil discharge included but not with the provision of emergency water supply with the person affected with the such for the pollution necessary for the determination of the development of environmental services established acceptable such for the potable water and third party injured by a third party with no more than 10% of the money funds which shall be allocated to the annually research the program dedicated to the development and improvement of the preventive of the cleanup bench for the concern of the source of oil discharge with an event with the oil discharge of the Department of Environmental Services may expend services may approve of the governor and council for the charge for the additional sum of the necessary claim for the discharge except for the total amount expended but does not exceed the balance of the New Hampshire Oil Pollution Control Fund, including income derived from the Oil Pollution Control Fund, which shall only be used with administrative costs not implemented the RSA 146A and the other costs linked to the issue in section paragraph 2. Money for the funds not currently needed the obligation of the Department of Environmental Services under the chapter deposit for the state treasury for the credited sale of the funds for the may be invested provided with the law with the interest received in such funds with credited fund. 3. Money is funded to fund correctly and needed to meet the obligation of the Department of Environmental Services under the chapter shall the deposit for the state treasury for the credit for the sales of the fund may be invested provided by the law with the interest of the receipt of such investment, but the credit of the fund balance becomes greater than the military license established with the RSA 146A 11 and B2, but the shall be discontinued and only better be established when the fund balance is 20% below the $5 million balance. 3. Correct measures authorized the chapter shall include, but not limited to A, the provision in terms of water supply with the resident with the water supply with the contaminated due to the oil discharge. B, with the necessary with the determined the Department of Environmental Services establishment acceptable source of potable water injured third parties. C, the damage and mitigation prevention procedures established pursuant RSA 146A 11 C5A. Clean of the pollution is caused by the spillage discharge oil. E, repealed. F, remove the understorage facility with the petroleum storage facility not in compliance with the requirements of RSA 146A or RSA 146C. 4. Repealed. 5. Repealed. 6. All funds paid for the state with the reimbursement paid out of the pollution control fund with any person strictly liable to the state with the RSA 146A 3A with the 146C 11 shall be placed in oil pollution control fund. 146.11 and B with the license required under the section of the following shall be construed as filed with the person of the operative of the district with the perk of the resale with the terminally facility import of the imported oil within the state with the person that does not mean the oil spill cleanup organization of the person acting with the containment with the remove the cleanup of the other take over the other remedial corrective action with the regard of the spills of the discharge oil with the written spill of the discharge oil. B. Import meaning for the purpose of the determining the license and fee for the under the section import of the oil and state with the person vessel pipeline truck with the railroad, any other conveyance for the extent of the import with the such for the oil that has been previously subject to license under the section of the fueling and refueling vessel with the import with the for the oil operation shall be not included. C. Oil means for the petroleum product with their product with include but not limited to the crude motor fuel or aviation fuels any used for the heating and process with generating electricity. The two oil should not include the natural gas for the liquid petroleum gas synthetic natural gas grounded in deviation sources. 2. Any person imports for the Chicago the imported oil in the state except for the oil pipelines railroad with the highway to transport oil with the between the state with the New Hampshire and the international transport oil product shall be licensed in the Department of Safety with under the chapter the annual fee with the license shall be 0.01625 per gallon on the road with off-road gallons of the diesel $0.01375 per gallon fuel oil diesel product use oil with on premise of the 0.4125 per gallon of motor oil 0.00125 per gallon of oil and imported in the state of the fee shall be monthly such of the person with the Department of Safety. The Department of Safety shall deposit the $125,000 fee of the base paid at each fiscal year with the general fund with the remainder shall be deposited with the oil pollution control fund established for the RSA 146A 11A oil discharge disposal cleanup establishment of the RSA 146D3 with the base for the allocation determined the fiscal year with the Department of Environmental Services for the oil fund the disbursement board with the imposition of the fee shall be paid with the recorded person certified with the accurate Department of Safety. 3. With the remaining person import for the cause of the import of the oil into the state with the extent except for the use of the pipeline railroads and the highway to transport oil products between the state and the other New Hampshire and international transport oil products shall be life in the Department of Safety under the chapter the annual fee the license of 0.0125 cents per gallon filing over the imported in this fee. The fee shall be paid monthly by such a person. Department of Safety. The Department of Safety shall be deposit with a $125,000 fee with officially with the general fund. Remainder shall be deposit with the oil pollution fund administered with the Department of Environmental Services. The imposition fees based with the recorded in person and certified accurate with the Department of Safety. 2A. Collection of oil pollution license established in paragraph 2 with the discontinue with the combined with the unobligated balance for the oil pollution control fund of the oil discharge cleanup funds not exceeding $5 million collection with the reinstated upon termination even additional fee for the commission for the Department of Environmental Services the oil distribution fund with 2 for the 3 for the any of the person import for the cost of the imported oil with the chief who licensed under the chapter may see the will receive the valid claim import credit for oil with the person transfer out of the state during any reporting period. 4. Every person with the import for the cost of the imported oil shall with the monthly report preceding month with the shall include all the fee of the reporting period of the Department of Safety on the 20th day of the following calendar month because of the required date with the enclosed the fee due with the result of the assessment with 10% of the penalty amount with the fee due with that month. No fees due at a penalty $1 per day shall be assessed. The penalty should be immediately accrued thereafter over the due fees of the penalty shown with the rate of the established Commissioner of Safety with the RSA 26040A penalties interest collected shall be deposited for the oil pollution control fund the oil discharge cleanup fund for the base of the allocation determined for each of the fiscal year of the Commission of the Department of Environmental Services, the oil fish fund disbursement fund for the board consultation with the Department to waive all any of the portion penalty for the interest of the good cause. 4. Every person that import for the cost of the imported oil shall file with a monthly report with the receipt of the month shall include all the fee for the reporting period for the Department of Safety on the before the 20th day of the following calendar year failure for the required the date enclosed the fee for the stuff of the result of the assessment of 10% of the penalty shall be added to the month of the fee for the during the month. No fee due with a penalty of $1 per day shall be assessed instead of the immediate with the accrue thereafter over the due fees of the penalty should bear in for the rate established with the Commissioner of Safety of the RSA 26040A of the Department will waive all of the portion penalties interest and good cause. 5. Unless otherwise provided the person violates of the provision of section shall be guilty of the misdemeanor if the natural person guilty of the felony if any of the other person. 146A11C with rulemaking. The Commissioner shall adopt the rules under the RSA 541 with the after public hearing relative to the operation and inspection of the terminal facility include with the equipment related to the operation of the oil terminal facilities. 1A, the requirement of the facility, the owner submitted with the comply spill prevention control countermeasure for the plans prepared for the corner for the Title 40 CFR Part 112 of the provided for the rules shall be required for the owner of the qualified facility defined with the RSA 146A3, A2 with the 14 and gave the professional engineer approve of the spill prevention control countermeasure plan with the facility. The requirements of the oil pipeline facility shall be response plan under RSA 146A35. Operation inspection vessels include railway carriers for the means for the prevention discharge onto the surface water, groundwater stream, including the expenditure for the research program of the RSA 146A11A1. Procedure reporting actual potential oil spills RSA 146A5 of the procedure equivalent to the removal of the contaminant and oil under RSA 146A4 for the procedure for the mitigation prevention damage due to the oil leakage spill. 5B repeal 6 of the establishment control region of the rule that they meet the region of the particular requirements. 7 and repeals 8 binding under 6 RSA 146A13 8A with the exemption liability exemption holder for fiduciaries. 9 10 repealed. 11 and repealed. 12 repealed. 4 13 repealed. 14 repealed. 146A12 of the emergency propagation of the governor's power of the emergency propagation of the governor's power of the whenever the disaster the catastrophic if the period of the amendment with the rise of the discharge or over the petroleum power of the product with the governor shall the promote proclamation occur of the fact of the emergency exists and even the state section of the state of the governor temporarily absent with the state of the otherwise unavailable the next person in the state who acted as a governor office of the governor vacant for the provide proclamation that declare of the fact of the emergency exists then all of the section of the state of the copy says for the proclamation shall be filled with the secretary of the state of the governor shall have the give the general distraction control of the Department of Environmental Services shall be responsible for the carrying out with the purpose of the Chapter 1 in performing the duties of the Chapter the government is authorized director to cooperate with the Department of the Agency of the Federal Government, the Office of the Agency with the other states and foreign countries, the political subdivision they are with the private agency, all matters pertaining to the disaster and the catastrophe, the duty of the performing the duty of the under Chapter the governor is further authorized and empowered either to make an amendment with the resign necessity, orders, rules, regulation to carry out the chapter limits of the authority of conferred upon him with inconsistent rules, regulation, directive of the President of the United States with the Federal Department agency have a specially authorized emergency function. B. Delegate the authority vested under the chapter provided with the subdelegation any of the authority. 3. Whether the governor is satisfied with the emergency no longer exists, shall terminate with the proclamation any of the proclamation affecting the section of the state covered by the original proclamation, any other part thereof, said with the proclamation shall be published in the newspaper, state with published, posted in place of the governor or the person with acting with the capacity deems appropriate. 4. Provisions of the RSA 445, 446, and RSA 20P 34 and through RSA 21P 48 shall apply with the taking of the property, compensation, use, and mutual aid, immunity, aid with emergency enforcement compensation shall apply with the disaster catastrophes proclaimed with the government under this chapter. 146A13 Bonding. Commissioner may set with the schedule bonding will require with the oil and gas, petroleum products supplied with those dealers other than the jurisdiction chapter with the provide with the emergency cleanup and provide with the protection of the environment, accidental intrusion, and the proposal for the evasion rules adopted under this chapter. 14 Penalty. Any person from the recklessly the discharge of the spill of the into the onto the surface of the groundwards of the state and the land of the air of the ultimate and sea with the such for the war of the person with the nest recklessly violate the provision of chapter of the any of the rule under the provision of the chapter of the guilty of the misdemeanor of the natural person guilty of the felony with any other person. Each state with a continuing violation shall constitute with the surface of the any of the person proposed with the not only discharge of the spill of the oil into the surface of the world of the groundwater, the state with the land, air with the oil, with the ultimate and sea with the such war with the person with the proposed and knowingly violate with the provision of the chapter and rule with the adaptive of the person provision of the chapter shall be guilty of the class B felony. Each state with a continuing violation constitutes separate offense with the A2 with the 2A with the person who with the discharge of the spill of the into the surface of the world of the groundwater with the state with the land, air with the with the all the will ultimately supply. See such water with the person violated with the provision of the chapter. Any rule with adopted with the provision of the chapter subject with the civil penalty exceeding $20,000 each violation. Each day with a continuing violation shall count as a separate violation. Civil penalty violation rules adopted under the provision of the chapter shall not accrue. The department to provide the navigation of such violation. The Attorney General of the may bring action with the injunction of the relief, including mandatory injunction. 3 repealed. 146A15 Administrative Fines. The Commissioner of the Department of Environmental Services in the afternoon of those hearing, presumably RSA 541A, with a may with an imposed administrative fine with a not exceeding $4,000 each offense for the time of the person who violates the provision of the chapter, including any of the rule to adopt the provision of the chapter order permitted with the issue of the under the chapter each of the day of the violation constitute the separate offense. Rehearings and appeals for the decision of the Commissioner of the paragraph in accordance with the RSA 4541 with the administrative fine with imposed within the section shall not preclude the imposition of the further penalties for the under the chapter. The Commissioner shall adopt the rule under RSA 541A to relatively A schedule of the administrative fine with imposed within the section violation provided in paragraph 1B with the provide procedure notice for the hearing prior to the imposition of administrative fine. 2 with the procedure administrative fees levied pursuant with the paragraph 1 shall be deposited by the Commissioner to the Oil Pollution Control Fund established under the chapter. 146A16 Orders and Injunctions. Order and injunction of the Department of the authorized to issue the administrator of the order directing any of the person actively violating the chapter of the rules of the adopted provision of chapter taking action necessary to comply with the chapter of the rules any rule adopted with the under provision of chapter and with the corrective of the remedial pressure for the response. Spill the discharge or the other violation chapter of the rule of adopted provision of chapter 2 with nothing with with the other provision of the chapter of the derailment. Serve with the department with the appointment of a receipt with the information spillage or the may represent the imminent substantial hazard human health environment to take an action with the A and increase issue the C with the distance is desist order against any person responsible for the spill of the discharge or over the oil. B order of the facility owner operative of any other person responsible for the spillage and the discharge or over the take of the action responsibly retain with the contain with the remove of the spillage. C with the request of the Attorney General to bring an action with an injunction for the relief included mandatory injunction. Request for the Attorney to bring action with an injunction for relief included mandatory injunction. And the 3 with the appeal with the other issue with this section shall Waste Management Council establish the RSA 21009 and in accordance with the RSA 21014, order the department issue the finding with the amendment with the substantial hazard with the maybe the appeal with the immediate effective of the effective date with any of the order appeal shall be with the day of the council affirmance of the order with the appeal with the council shall not stay or suspend effectiveness of orders in Supreme Court kinds. State the term with the Attorney General bringing an action with the injunctive relief including mandatory injunction obtaining the compliance with the enforcement of the order. 146A17 willful failure to comply. Any person determined is liable to discharge spillage for the oil who fails to comply with the department of the order requiring investigation contaminant with the cleanup of the removal of the remedial measures countermeasures shall be liable to state with a double amount with the cost recoverable funds expanded with the state with the undertaking investigation remedial and corrective action. 146A18, surveyability of the provisions, chapter of application of any other person, circumstance, and invalid of the invalidity, no down effect of the provision, application of the chapter given in effect without the invalid provision, application to the end of the provision of chapter surveyability. 146A19, eliminating gas ethers and the tetrol, butyl, alcohol, gasoline supplies. No person of the defined in RSA 146A 2 of the 6 shall deliver sales of the import cover the import of the trade with a sale with neat gasoline, either the gasoline with the MTBE, gasoline ethers, tetrol, butyl, alcohol in with a quantity greater than 1/2 of the 1% by the volume. Nothing in the section should interpret the property of the transshipment with the MTBE with the other gasoline or the TBEA content fuel for the state with the disposition outside of the state with including the storage of the consequence of the touch of the shipment. 2. Any person violates paragraph 1 shall be subject to administrative fine of not exceeding $2,000 each violation issued by the Department of Environmental Service civil penalty not exceeding $60,000 for each violation. Each day with a continuing violation constitutes a separate violation. In addition, with civil penalties, the Attorney General may institute such legal and equitable action shall it deem necessary, including an action with injunctive relief. And that was Chapter 146A, Oil Discharge Spillage, Surface Water and Groundwater.